We used to haul our own water up from Calgary, but there was an artesian well. Are you familiar with the well that's down there now? Right at the overpass when you come into Canmore, you'll see cars lined up there, and there's an artesian well there, and people come down there and fill their jugs up with water because it is natural spring water, very, very good water. And we did have an artesian well up there, which was not much good in the wintertime because it froze up. But we used to haul our water out from Calgary. And then when the power came in, it helped a lot with some of the other people that were building. I know we had some cables running across the road from our place while people built on the other side of the road. And we had a propane furnace and a propane tank until the natural gas came in. So yeah, it was all, cycles of things happening. But no, we didn't maintain the roads. We just, as a matter of fact, quite often we couldn't even make it up the hill to our place. We left our vehicles at the bottom of the hill down where the commercial places are now, and we carried stuff up the hill because we couldn't get up there. And then they graveled the road eventually, but no, we never got involved in any of the infrastructure that way. In the early 50s, I guess it probably, let's guess it, say 55, Walt Disney sent a photographer up to Harvie Heights, and they set up a camp there. And there are still a little bit of evidence of where his camp was. And this fellow's name was Lloyd Beebe, and he was a very famous photographer for wildlife for Disney. And when he left Harvie Heights, he went to Antarctica and did the filming for a film called White Wilderness. So there was a lot of wildlife around, and I guess they wondered what we were there for. It was their property. But he had cameras set up in the trees, and there's still some evidence there of the little shields that he had over top of the cameras, and just like they do now when watching, the people, animals go across the overpasses and that. And he had some cages there where he had some wolverines and things like that he was taking photos of. And I looked him up, as a matter of fact, the other day because I knew this was coming up, and he just died in 2011 in Sequim, Washington, and this Lloyd Beebe set up a wildlife park in Sequim, Washington, which is still there. So yeah, wildlife, we always had deer in our front yard and bears. As a matter of fact, at the bottom of the hill where the restaurant was, that's now torn down, the bears used to be there at the garbage cans all the time at the back. Nobody paid any attention to them, they just let them live their life, whatever. And lots of coyotes around.